And you join me live here in Martira on YouTube. I am your host, Swishman, for the remainder of the evening, and we are playing Metaphor Refantazio, which won the RPG of the Year at the Game Awards. Wasn't the overall game of the year, of course. That was Astrobot, and if you want to know more about that game, go check out my mate Chris's channel, because he played through that for the first time last night. Well, I'll say played through, he didn't complete it, but he did have some good fun there, so do check it out if you want to. In the meantime, though, we are here. We are Flynn and Gallica as we decide what to do with the final 4 days before the path opens to Brylehaven. So first of all, let's check out our popularity. Check it out. We're already rank 64. As thou art, yet thou art undefined. Unrefined even, sorry. One who has but begun to walk in light. In time to come we shall judge if thou art a worthy vessel for our power. To become the true king of this land, thou must draw strength from all resources at thy disposal, and draw thy strength along with the souls of heroes thou hast gathered.
And then we still bunch a little bit of the spotlight, but remember, the purpose of all of this is to break the prince's curse.
Yes, Kalika, that is indeed our moral. Apologies, people had a slight give in my throat there, so yeah.
What do you think?
Right, let's check the requests that we have available. Yeah, apparently there's a person waiting on some layout if we want to do that. Let me go and check the remainder of my quests that we have available. So, yeah, the man-eater in the mine has got no deadline. In fact, so far, none of them do. So, that's okay. We've got quite a lot of time. However, there's this one. Find Neurus is covered. Oh, yeah, we've done all already. And then the man-eater in the mine, which is, if we go into the man-eater, we can slay it. But for now, I want to save a little bit of time. Let's instead go to the capital.
All right then. Where to?
Yes, Summerleo Street is where it is. So let's go. We're teleporting. We're flying. What's he want? This guy here.
Ugh, those blasted noble idiots. I was supposed to gather mortar skulls and those skeletons now, damn it.
Good go.
Oi, do you make a habit of eavesdropping in on people's private monologues? Well, not like it's going to change my fate any other way anyway.
Hey.
You were talking about those skulls earlier, right? Why in the world would you need those?
Also, good evening, Avian. Seen you there. All fine here. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream.
There's no way that a fairy and an elder could ever improvise with the plight of a man like me. An elder with a fairy. Hold on. Don't tell me you're the ones who put down that mess at the Grand Cathedral.
I must admit, it's hard to believe an elder could be that skilled. But if the rumours about you are even a little bit true, then you might be able to do something for me. I need someone to bring me some mortar skulls from the Grand Cathedral's mausoleum.
You really did it. You're a lifesaver.
The mausoleum's a complete den of monsters. There's no way in hell I'd ever set foot in there myself. All you need to do is bring me 8 mortar skulls. I understand the nature of the question rather unsavoury, but I have my reasons. Or this route I'll get the death sentence for sure. Well, I've got to explain it now. I'll give you all the solid details and you bring me those skulls.
What? A death sentence?
Ah, you're enjoying your Sunday, are you, Avian? That's always good. Nice day for it. I've spent my day mopping up on trails in the sky because I missed so many side quests, but I've dealt with them, so all will be revealed on Tuesday night about that one.
Please help.
I need to get to by July 30th. Your success determines my fate, so be sure to help me before then.
Let's give it a shot.
So we've got 18 days left for that, so we've got plenty of time.
That's it. I guess we can't let that guy get executed. If you want to stop at a museum, I'm going to be against it.
Yep, so it's up to me. I don't need to go just yet.
What do you think?
Yeah, we'll head out and prepare some more. So we'll take a break for now. That shouldn't have used any time. At least I hope it hasn't. I'll be annoyed if that's used time. No, it's not. That's good. Okay, cool. If I'm not wrong, actually, there's a quest. Well, not a quest, but a confidant to do. What do you want, Mr. Noble? We're in trouble. Serious trouble. Trouble most dire, even.
What?
You, an elder? Ugh. I assure you my problems are beyond your filthy tribe's meager means.
Mate, aren't you full of yourself? You talk big, but I bet your problems are perfectly trivial.
You dare mock me, impertinent fairy! Fine, I'll tell you bottom dwellers about my problem. So clean the slum grime out of your ears and listen.
Ah, now you see, I would do that, Avian, except on the last stream, during Brigitta's event, she told me someone had stolen the dog. Yeah. There's a doggo napper in Grand Trad.
That's terribly unfair.
My wife died in the incident at the Grand Cathedral. She was attacked by one of those reanimated corpses. Unfortunately, that means the heirloom necklace that she was wearing, my heirloom necklace, was left lying about somewhere in there. I need it retrieved at any cost.
Can hardly believe
A scrawny, spineless elder like you would stand no chance in that corpse-laden mausoleum. I'm not stupid enough to place any of my faith in you, but if you happen to be acquainted with an actual honourable and courageous warrior, then tell them this. Whoever brings back my gractual necklace from within the Grand Cathedral's mausoleum, I will bestow a reward of 4,000 reeve. The necklace was stolen by some sort of large, ghostly monster. From what I've heard, the army plans to seal off the entrance to the mausoleum in August. Before that happens, I will need the assistance of a brave warrior.
Why don't we become the brave warriors he's looking for? We can show him up and collect a reward in the process.
Yep.
Give it a shot.
So we've now got 2 in the Grand Cathedral. That's awesome. Oh no. Pepper detected you've been hanging about with the enemy doggos, had they? Oh dear.
Closure, did you see? As soon as that tournament began, the king's face went off somewhere and disappeared. Even Gauntlet runners struggled to fly, yet the powers flow so effortlessly. Just how much power does the king's magic hold?
The abductions are happening there too.
Okay.
I must be losing my mind. You think that you'll ever be king? Remember your tribe and the hole that they all crawled out of. You ought to know your place. Surely that gauntlet running there can't belong to the likes of you. Wait a moment. Just how did that runner get there in the first place?
Ah, there's much more to me than meets the eye, lovey. Much more. I also need to do his confidant at some point, Strolls.
What do you think?
Yeah, so Stroll wants to meet, Hulkenberg wants to meet, and so does Maria as well. I've got a lot of them to do, so I could do these over the next few days. Let's do Maria's. Oh, she thinks she's a bother. Let's go talk to her. Let's go talk to Maria.
Do you have a moment? There's something I want to ask you. It's about Maria.
Sorry.
Sorry, I know you must be busy. I'll come out and ask. Did you say something to Maria?
That's kind of...
Since your last visit, she's been acting rather odd. She insists on helping me with anything and everything, no matter what it is. About that, I may have an idea why. I am happy that she wants to help me out, but at times it feels like she's desperate to find something to do.
Why, you little rats, look at what you've done!
Wait.
Sir, why are you raising your voice at a child?
This damn drat spilt my drink down my leg. That your idea of service, Fabian?
I'm sorry. Well,
Keep your birches on, wet as they are. Leave them at the door later for cleaning, and I'll get you another drink on the house. Ugh. Apologies, but could you take Maria upstairs?
I'm sorry.
Listen,
You don't have to apologize.
But,
It's all my fault.
by the way,
Miss Fabienne was busy talking to you, so I thought I could help out by taking care of that customer. I just wanted to show Miss Fabienne that I can carry both the food and drinks now. Do you think Miss Fabienne will get rid of me? Does she not want me here anymore?
No, she'd never about. Oh, bless her. She feels so insecure about a place in the house, doesn't she? She's desperately trying to please people and not realizing just being there is pleasing people.
no.
She wouldn't abandon you. She wants you to stay here.
But Papa did. He left me all alone.
Oh,
Maria.
May I come in?
it's all right.
Oh, come now, wipe those tears. That scary customer's already left. Everything's just fine now.
I'm actually struggling to do the voices for this scene. I'm finding it really hard. It's got a range that I don't normally do.
Miss Fabienne!
I'm sorry.
I promise I'll be a good girl from now on, really, and I won't cause any trouble, so please.
Yeah, it's interesting dealing with the grief and everything else. It must be extremely hard for a child. I mean, again, it's difficult for me to relate to because I never experienced it.
Even if we're not family, can I still stay with you?
Maria.
Oh my, Maria. Is that what you've been thinking this whole time? Of course you can stay here. You didn't worry about earning your keep either, silly girl, because this is your home. Maria, I may not be your mother by blood, God rest her soul, but nonetheless you are still my most precious treasure, my family, and I consider you my daughter. Miss Fabienne!
Okay?
Now listen here. Papa never abandoned you. He did everything he did because he truly, deeply cared about you.
About that.
I made a promise to him too. He told me to always take care of you.
Papa really said that?
Mm-hmm.
He really did. And even if he can't be here himself, I'm sure he'd still want you to be happy. All the other did was ask about you. He regretted every moment he had to spend away from you, and it would have made him so happy to see you grow up. But more than anything, he wanted to give you a world where you could smile and laugh with your whole heart. You helped your papa too, by giving him the strength to keep going.
Me too.
I feel the same way as he did, Maria. If you're with me, I can weather any storm.
That's why.
This place is your home and always will be. Rest assured, my dear girl. We have plenty of days filled with smiles and laughter ahead of us.
It's all right.
You can come to me with anything, with things that make you happy or sad. Or if you just want to talk about your papa, I'll always be here.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and then they go for that really cutesy eye smiling image of her as well.
Mister.
Thank you so much, mister. I'm glad that I'm home. And I'm with my family.
And that's halfway done.
Okay. I can really stay.
Oh, increases post-battle experience. So we can cook in the gauntless run without passing time as well, so we don't have to pass time to cook. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, bless you, Avian. Bless you.
I'm glad I came to you for help. Would you mind checking in from Maria for time, see how she's doing for me? Oh, right. About that scary customer from before. He was only in a bad mood because he recently lost his job and he got into a row with his wife. He thought about what he said before he went home, and he was sorry for yelling at you like that. Said he wanted to apologise to you himself, Maria.
I see.
Oh, okay. I think I get it now. You have to say what you mean out loud, or else no one will know. That means there's more that I can do. Now, my little treasure, go and wash up. And before bed, how about you help me taste test some new dishes?
Thank you.
Mister, thank you so much for editing today. See you later.
Being able to cook without passing time and having an increase in experience.
Well then.
That's very, very good. That was an excellent perk to unlock. That was worth the effort. If we get the recipes together now, we can do the cooking, and it'll mean we don't have to expend time, which will make things so much smoother. Speed cooking, he called it. See what's going on outside of town.
What do you want to do? What do you think?
I doubt there's any of the supporters who want to talk to me this time. Yeah, I need to get a higher... I don't know what it is. It says I need to... Yeah, my eloquence isn't enough. I need to get my eloquence higher. So does that mean I can go for a debate, actually? Can I go all Danganronpa?
You're not serious.
Because, of course, one of the things you can do in this game is enter a political debate. You get a choice and it either goes poorly, average, or well. Well, thanks to save scumming, you can just reload until you get the right one. Which we totally didn't do on the last stream. Oh, no, we got it right every time. There was no loading here at all. No.
Talking nonsense you are.
Oh, looks like there's no one here.
This place.
Oh, we can actually just go for a speech. Interesting.
And if you do a good job, you might get some money. You might try making a speech.
Gone to shite, this has.
I ain't believing in droves for cities with better trade and industry like Grand Trot and Broyle Haven. And what policies will you prioritise to protect a remote town like ours? Tourism... Being a tourist town means you're a slave to the people outside. And local delicacy suggests the same. They're talking about people not going outside, so they want to focus on bolstering it. So let's see what industry does. Let's see if industry is a good choice for a hard-working town who've got a lot of these things. I can touch on their local desire for work, and everyone's going to run away and say you're useless. Get ready.
Please listen.
We have to bring new industry here.
Grand, innit?
Yeah, not a bad idea, that. But what kind exactly? Those gets to the capital don't do right by us if they tried. Yay, it's slightly improved.
All right.
Oh, well, that went better than a firewood. It wasn't the best option because I didn't get any money, so that wasn't the best answer. But it wasn't a bad answer. I could reload it and cheat, but we're gonna take the W on that one. Minor as it was. Rumour has it there's still monsters wandering through the Grand Cathedral's mausoleum. So even with the Zorba's defeat, traces of his magic may yet remain.
There ain't any reports of them appearing outside, but it still sounds dangerous. We got a request there, so we should go see what's going on.
We have 17 days, so no. No, we're not.
All right then.
What we're going to do instead is I'm going to see if I can find Stroll. And there he is. Let's go and hang out with him.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, what are you up to? Ironic how fidgety one gets when told away, isn't it? Say, have you got some time right now? It's what we discussed last time. I know I must head to my village to seek clues about my inheritance, but I freeze before I can take the first step.
Oh, right.
Well, if you're sure, then I suppose now's as good a time as any.
My home, the village of Harlia, is on the outskirts of Grand Trad. As we'll need the runner, please extend my apologies to the rest. With a runner, we can make it there and back before dusk, though I can't help but feel guilt to request it for such a personal matter. There we go, we'll teleport him. Well, this looks very much deserted. Reminds me a lot of the remote ruined towns that you find in places like Scotland and Northern Ireland. A lot of the brickwork and everything else is very English, you know, very British in its style. We stroll leading the way. We arrived at last to his childhood home, the village of Harlia. Doesn't look like anyone's lived there for a very long time. It's a chilling sight. Traveling here by Gauntlet Runner. You'd think we were practically next door to the capital. Yes, I fled for my life. The nearest settlement fell leagues away. I recall wanting to lie down and give up on several occasions. Probably hard to tell now, but this was once the village's main road, full of people crossing every which way.
Truth is,
You used to be able to see the mountains cresting the horizon above the rooftops. It was beautiful. I wish you could have seen it like that.
No.
I know I'll see it someday. It's been 7 years since that day. It feels like forever ago, and yet only the blink of an eye at the same time. Afterward, I was shuffled between various relatives. Nothing more than another mouth to feed. Fitting, I suppose, of the burden I'd become. I went to the site of our manor, but all I found was rubble. A few walls were sort of standing, but it was a sorry sight compared to how I see it in my mind. Except, I've discovered a letter.
take this.
There was a corner of my father's study that seemed to have been designed to withstand a fire. I found a box there with a letter inside, and I recognized the writing as my father's.
Hey,
I'm afraid I must ask a favor of you. I have no doubt that this is his will, and I know I must read it, but still. I'm going to go over there and do that alone. But would you mind waiting nearby?
Yeah.
I'm here for you if you need me.
thanks.
Thank you. It's reassuring to have you by my side. Yeah, saying don't be such a baby is a bad thing to say there. Well, it's a good thing we found this. Seems I do indeed have an inheritance.
And
The will said the family's treasure was dispatched to the royal capital.
Well then.
Let's head back and find it then.
but
Yes, but I'm afraid we'll need something a little more specific than the capital. The letter is unfinished. I mean, how could it be? No one expected a rampaging murderous human. Try not to let the anger win.
sorry.
Sorry. Whenever I think back to that day. My father names me the sole heir of his estate. He even addressed a letter to my beloved son, Leon. Meanwhile, good evening, Alistair Jack. How are you doing, mate? What's up? All is fine so far. You missed a rather heartwarming first confidant scene, and we're now in Stroll's hometown, which is somewhat ruined. I feel only shame at such endearments. But as it stands now, the inheritance has but one purpose. To repay the debts owed to my parents and my people. So if they would see our house rebuilt,
Definitely.
I'll be whatever they want me to be. A noble of prominence or otherwise. If I can make the people speak the name of House Halatius with reverence, and once it lives on the tip of everyone's tongue, maybe then I'll be able to embrace the words, my beloved son. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed them. I really enjoy playing them. They have a real depth to them. I've actually spent all day on Trails in the Sky because I missed a load of the side quests on the last stream. So I've done them, I've caught us back up, and I will explain more on Tuesday night. Oh yes. I never imagined the day would come that I'd become to terms with these feelings. I owe you so much and more. I sense Stroll's deep in trust.
and his determination to confront his destiny. Rank 5.
I must use my nobility for good.
So now it's significantly reduced the cost of studying the warrior lineage and battle aura as well, whatever that is. But first things first. I'm sure he entrusted the inheritance to someone in the capital, but I have no clue who that might be.
Say,
What's your father like?
That's...
He was a big man, so much so that standing next to my mother made her look teeny. But despite his size, he solved his problems with his head. And he never treated people as lesser than him. In fact, he used to handpick the fish he would bring back to the household as gifts. Grand Trab was able to source fresh fish from Brawlhaven, but in Harlia, they were a rare feast.
Aha!
Hey, maybe I'm onto something. He spoke highly at the fish market, so he must have gone to the same one every time. Perhaps they remember him. That may be our best lead, and I'm afraid I shall once more take advantage of your generosity. When we return to Grand Trad, will you help me walk in my father's footsteps? It could still turn out fruitless, so I'll need all the help I can get.
this one's important.
Ah, so we've actually got a quest now. So we need to track down the inheritance, and it's something to do with a fishmonger near the Grand Cathedral.
All right.
But first, I have one more thing I'd like to look into. I think we're at a good stopping point for today besides.
Let's head back.
Thank you, Flynn. Let's head back to the Gauntlet Runner. That got us some money as well.
What do you think?
Yeah, I need to do something about raising eloquence. I need to be more eloquent if I want to start High's Maze. I always found that quite annoying. I mean, I suppose people do doubt whether they're going to get the attention of some people, but I don't imagine people saying I need to level up my eloquence before I can talk to somebody. So perhaps that might be where I'm going wrong. Ah, that's better. Nice one.
Let's go.
Pardon? You're not serious.
So this is where the game has a lot in common with Persona 5, where you're having to race up social stats and everything else. And it is a bit distracting, actually, to be honest. Oh, do we give another speech? Do we get on our soapbox one more time, people? Let's do it. Let's get on our soapbox. Let's get preachy.
Talking nonsense, you are.
This place.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a try.
Pardon?
You need knowledge and experience to be at the top, don't you? What's a striper like you think you could accomplish?
The fact he's young doesn't matter as long as he's powerful, like Luis. So how about it? You match up? I'm gonna go with the passionate. My strength will never waver one.
If it comes down to power, I will not lose. Them skinny twigards don't do much convincing. Oh, but they did support the town, didn't they? Sure, maybe he's strong, but we're talking strength. Lewis and his lot are still a sight stronger.
Now then.
That was an okay result. And I think that's leveled up our eloquence, so we can now actually start High's Maze Link.
Eloquence.
'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, fill thyself with words from the heart to win the trust of the common folk.
That's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed.
So, while we didn't get a bonus reward, we did get our eloquence up.
Time marches on, and the age of
So High's Maze might now be possible to do. We're starting with the socials tonight. We're starting by being friendly and open with people.
All right then.
I hear a voice.
Oh, that's how we missed her. I miss him.
Oh wow, Maria wants to talk to us again. Well, I've kept Hulkenberg waiting for a long time, so I'm going to find Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's been waiting very patiently, so I don't want to snub her. But I will do Maria next. Because I get the feeling that if I can get Links conquered quickly, I'll get some really good benefits. Yeah, you see Hulkenberg's there. And then also there's Maria who's ready to level up as well, so I can deal with Maria next. Let's deal with Hulkenberg firstly.
Now then.
So it please me to continue our training. Ah, she's in the bar, that's why she's hanging
Are
out.
you free?
What ought we do today? Whatever the specifics, 'twould be prudent to use our time in improving our chances and building our strength. If you've the time, shall we continue our training? You know, despite Charles' little outburst the other day, he's been quite diligent in his training since. Flynn, you can't fall behind now.
Speaking of,
Ah, but I recall our practice swords are broken. Shall we go and buy new ones at the capital's weapons shop? 'Twould be a simple thing to teleport there, yes? And this is where we encounter the guard who was nasty to her. I expect. I'm glad we found some sturdier sparring swords. Hopefully they shall win me measure of redemption for the other day,
listen!
On the authority of the Knight's Order, your cries shall be repaid with death. That voice. Is that Rodolphe? You remember, he's the one of my former comrade that we met before. Do it.
Wait!
Hold. Well, if it isn't Hulkenberg, I'll ask you not to interrupt my duties. This is your duty. What Knight Commander presides over executions?
Speak no more.
It is only right. Those who would do this nation harm shall be punished.
So then,
What exactly has he done? Treason. This fool, a petty officer of the military police, slandered the honor of the Royal Knights. Honor! Honor! The Royal Knights of today are honor us! You've forgotten any oath to the throne! Oh, you're just dogs barking on command! You insolent! Bring me a whip! Hanging is not enough! You cannot be serious! This insolence is why you would have him killed? This after all the trifling sinners you sent to the gallows. Righteous fury rings false from a hypocrite's mouth. Now die, dishonourer. Writhe like the maggots you are.
Heed my words!
Treason's only reward is death. Therein lies atonement, whether for the knights or the people. They can kill me for any reason they liked.
Redanth.
This is beyond outrageous. You've authorized nothing less than public butchery. Maintaining the capital's order is the knight's duty. 'Tis only natural that we punish those who spread lies.
You...
Have you so just sold to the Sanctists? Were you blinded by the prospects you'd win by their coronation? It hardly matters who takes the throne, so long as the Royal Knights stand to slank it. This, you see, is the role of one who has risen to the post of Knight Commander. One's burdens are different from those of the freewheeling and the frivolous like yourself.
You cur.
You infinite coward! You poisoned toad! Is this the shape of your so-called loyalty?
Whoops.
Bold words. One would almost think you and your friend might seek the hangman's noose yourselves.
hang on a second.
Please, let us go.
What?
Flynn, what are you? I apologize. You do not have to say anything. 'Tis almost comical. The boy is clearly possessed of more sense than you. I had a feeling choosing the thug option was actually going to result in an actual conflict. He's got a massive ego, and when you publicly challenge the Royal Guards, I can't see it going well. Not without backup.
Pity stays my on today, but there will not be a next time, Hulkenberg.
It's wrong.
Power is not a tool to torment and kill the innocent. It is meant to guide the weak and vulnerable, that each and every one of us might live together in a better country.
Apologies.
Flynn, I apologized. I forced you into my troubles again.
Listen,
He's the one in the wrong here. All the same, I'm glad you were here with me. Who knows what would have happened had I been alone? Somewhere in my heart, I'd expected he might still understand me. I recount such blind faith among my weaknesses.
Listen.
Should it ever be me who strays from the path of virtue, I only ask that you remind me of my purpose. Under any circumstance, can I entrust this to you? And there we go, another level up.
You have given me such strength.
Yay, Knight now goes to 2 slots. That's pretty awesome.
The truth is,
I am partly to blame for Radahn's brutality. No. The day has already left me exhausted. We'll speak more of this some other time, away from prying ears. The man behind Hulkenberg. I feel like I've seen him before. Yes. I don't know where I've seen him, but we have. I need to push myself harder. Yay. I can now actually deal with Heisme. I can actually interact with him. So that's good news.
What do you think?
I've already read that line before. That's the reason I'm not reading it out. Hmm? Ah. I need to push myself harder. He has that kind of weird voice, doesn't he? Ah, he's on board the runner. Once we get our pressing goals out of the way, I won't be sure what to do with myself. I've been thinking I ought to resume the training drills from my Shadow Guard days. The battles there will demand no less of me. My apologies, but if you're business with me, might we discuss it another time? Well, I'm afraid this training is tailored to a UG's stature. It's not a thing for you to learn. With my overflowing eloquence, I was able to convince Heisme of the significance of reserving his training. Yay!
I see.
That little fist bump that he just did then for succeed. I suppose knowing the fighting style of your allies will help broaden your possible strategies. Yes, that sounds reasonable. Mark my technique closely then, and you'll learn the ways of the Shadow Guard. But proper training does take time. A significant amount of it. If you mean to tag along, I hope you're ready to be here a while. Well said. A bit cramped right here though, isn't it? Let's go to the woods nearby instead. Come on.
Now then.
Let's start with a little test. See if you can keep up with my movements. If your axes are fast enough to match me, you win. Now let's begin. You're wide open. From here it'd be a simple thing to slit your throat. You were careless. Let's try one more time.
All right.
I'll do it as many times as you like. Don't rely on sight. You must sense through your very skin.
Speak.
Your enemies aren't going to wait for you. Your body must move on instinct to buy time for your mind. But how can I do that?
Well,
How indeed. Finding these answers is also part of the training. There's no clear answer, no correct way of improving, but at the very least, You can decide what you aspire to.
Then
Want to keep going? That seems enough for one day. Shall we share a drink then? Let us retire to my castle, back on the runner. An interesting castle. I found some fine spirits myself, but even ambrosia will be tasteless when drunk alone. Would you like a cup of tea instead? Yes, a bracing drink. But nowhere near as good as the spirits back home. Indeed we have, yes, Avian. We have, I think we made a new teacher happy, I'm not sure.
Hold on.
Do you miss your hometown?
no.
Not particularly. Talking with you just reminded me of my son. It's been a long time since I abandoned my home. My son died without ever seeing that village. He looked up to knights, you know. He had a stout heart in that little frame. Might have grown up to be a fine knight himself, had he lived. Another wish unfulfilled, I suppose. I'll never forget the day I cremated my son's body and mourned his death.
How does that equate to mourning him?
The truth is,
It's the way of the Ujief, boy. We burn the bodies of the dead, leaving only bones. The soul is freed through fire. Once released from the body, they go to their place in the beyond. Then those who remain must lay the bones to rest, somewhere suitable for the deceased. However, I've yet to find a place fit for my son to take his final rest. I can't imagine he'd be happy for his bones to be eternally moving and disturbed.
I apologize.
Apologies. I shouldn't be talking to you about this.
I might have helped you lay your son to rest.
No.
We have an important mission to accomplish. No room for detours or any inconvenience, boy. I can't put that burden on you.
Let's do it.
Still, we can do it. It isn't a random detour. It's a favor for a dear friend.
Thank you.
I thank you for your kindness, truly. I'll do my best to return this favor through my efforts as your comrade. Thank you again. A toast, then, to cement our vow. You with a cup of delicious tea. I'm out of coffee, so
Cheers.
I can't join in this one. Yes, a toast, but not to mark my regrets. To commemorate our coming together, and to the beginning of morning.
I can sense Hyde's heartache for his departed son, and his trust as a friend and ally.
My boy,
Yep.
are you watching?
So we get displays the location of strong enemies on dungeon maps, which is very useful, and thief alignment, so it costs less mag now to study the thief, which is awesome.
My thanks.
We can save this for any time you're on your free, lad. I'm grateful that you'll help me, though, and I dare say tonight I'll rest well. And some more
Time
mag.
marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That road that was blocked by the landslide should be cleared by tomorrow, apparently. We'll set off for Brawlhaven as soon as it reopens.
True.
We have acquired the head we sought, but if we're true to getting Lewis's good graces, we should endeavor to stand out further from the other candidates. Yep, even after this, we're still a bunch of nobodies. Maybe we could improve our reputation by helping some of the people around town.
True.
A wise suggestion. Some upright behavior and altruistic deeds are just what we need to gain more recognition.
Right.
So because tomorrow is our final day, I'm going to do another link. This time it's going to be with Maria. As I say, Avian, I'd love to, but she's a knight link only. She's yet to appear, Brigitte. Once Brigitte is available, I'll do it. I want to help her. I really do. Yep, so there's Maria. So let's go and help Maria.
I want to talk with Mister. I miss him.
Is she waiting outside the tavern? Yes, she is. There she is.
Mister.
Oh, hi, Mister. I talked to Miss Fabienne and I wanted to talk to Papa too. And I wanted to ask you something too. Oh, actually, never mind. It's nothing. I want to go to the cathedral. Miss Fabienne, she said that Papa was always watching over people. So I thought if Papa was watching over me too, then maybe I could talk to him if I went there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guard at the entrance reluctantly let us in at Maria's pleading.
I wonder if Papa heard me.
Hold on.
What did you tell him? I told him that I'm sorry.
By the way,
I thought Papa had abandoned me, but I was wrong. So I told him I was sorry. Miss Fabienne said I could tell her anything. So I talked to her about a whole lot of things.
so
I told her about Papa and how lonely I was after he was gone. She listened to me. I was wrong that whole time. I'm sure your Papa is very happy for you.
yeah.
Yep. Mister, Papa's job. Do you think I could do it too? Miss Fabienne told me his job was to make sure everyone is okay. I love when Papa made sure I was okay. When he cried, he'd give me a really big hug that always made me feel better.
That's why.
So I want to be like Papa. I want to make sure everyone is okay too. Oh, but I don't know how to fight. Does that mean I can't do it then?
In that case.
When I try to make people around you smile, sometimes that's enough.
Huh?
That's really all I have to do.
Okay.
Then I'll do it. First, I'm going to make sure Miss Fabienne is okay. I wonder what I can do to make her happy. What's something that Miss Fabienne wants? She says she doesn't need anything, like pretty clothes, so I was thinking flowers, and some sacks, and a new sign. She always says the sign got beaten up by the weather. If I make it look pretty again, do you think that will make her happy?
Wow.
Alright, I'll do just that. I'll make a new sign. This one will have Papa and Miss Fabienne and me and you, all smiling together. The whole family's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be on there too, mister, because this is my home. You know, we'll always be family, okay? Because, mister... Oh, no. Ugh. You're one of my treasures too.
I'm okay.
Significantly reduced the cost of studying the healer lineage. That's very useful. As you say, Avian, yes, you. Q, but you.
Oh, wait. Do you know how to make a sign, mister? Don't forget, it also has to have pretty pictures on it.
If so.
Leave it to me. I'll get Eurus to help us.
Huh?
Is that the person who drew those pictures on your journey?
Yeah.
I want to come with you. I want to talk to Mr. Eurus.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, mister. Come back soon. I can't wait.
Is that going to be a new quest? Getting Eurus to design a sign for Maria. So we go on the road tomorrow. And it looks like we do not have any more confidants, well, followers. I should call them followers. Wanted to spend time with us tonight. So with that in mind, we can focus on raising our stats.
What do you think? Did you see it?
Ah, yes, I know about that one. I think it's cute the way that Gallica sits on Flynn's shoulder. In fact, there's a question for you.
It's time.
If you had Demi-Fiend with Pixie, Nahabino with Amanazako, and Flynn with Gallica, who would be the mouthiest of the three of them in the argument that happened? I might raise the imagination by talking to the old lady.
Look at that, it's the Elder and the Fairy. We meet again. We finished the story of the bread last time, but I don't mind telling it again if you like. It's the Zoom of the King's exploits. You gotta listen and oh, it's the same story. Oh well, none to force you, but if you find someone in to hear it again, come speak to me whenever you like.
I was hoping she'd have a new story for me, but she doesn't. So with that in mind, instead,
Pardon?
I might raise this one by talking to the Mars lady.
Meet again, I see.
Care to continue learning about different faiths in this country? If you're interested, do let us speak again. Well, if you listen to her, your tolerance will probably improve. Want to spend some time listening to her?
Well then.
Well then, let's speak about the relationship between Sanctism and our faith. Sanctism believes there is one true God. Followers relinquish their fears and apprehensions to Him, as He presides over all of creation. This runs contrary to our Mastari teachings, as we believe in a multitude of deities. This is to say, Sanctism's teachings are quite simple. They easily transcend tribal barriers and spread across the land.
Now listen to the woman. I feel learning about a different culture has improved my tolerance.
All right.
The interest you've shown, somehow, I feel it's lifted a weight from my heart. There are Mastari living in other cities as well. If you've the chance, do try speaking with them.
So now we're going to advance the story, people. I've kept you waiting long enough.
The new king draws nearer.
We might have actually voiced scenes here.
I've seen the state of the race with my own eyes, ladies, gents, and mad malcontents. If you wanted an update, here's your chance. So far, we've mostly seen gauntlet runner skirmishes and dueling mayhem. Now it's time for the real thing. Sounds like we've lost a few candidates already too. Poor bastards went after something too nasty for their head hunt and got themselves head hunted.
Well, we're not the worst in the race then, because we're still in it.
We've got some candidates who have outright given up. No confidence. Can't blame them against these odds. And some others have bought and sold out of the race.
Come on! That's a bit unfair, isn't it?
I suppose money's power like anything else. Military strength's not meant to decide this race anyhow.
The question is, what's our final head count going to look like? Lots of unknowns left, people, and we'll not know the truth until the exhibition. A little bird told me one of our contenders has made a bold play in Martira. They might not even come out of it with a head.
What are they scheming then? Let's hear some details.
Sorry, chums, I'm just the crier. Can't speak for any one candidate in particular. Luckily, you'll not have long to wait now. With all that said, can't help but wonder how Count Luis is taking this, can we? My sources say he's not bothered with any of this. He's still gallivanting across the land, killing humans.
Well, they're supposed to bring heads, so that's technically within the rules.
And yet, even without a formal entry, Luis's voter base is still growing. Bound to have His Eminence Forden grinding his teeth, that. For now, let's enjoy the show!
Why was he talking away from the audience then? That's what I want to know. It's not very good crying.
Right, everyone. Farewell said. Particulars packed.
All that remains is to ride to Oceania with pride in our hearts.
Watch out, Luis. You won't know what hit you.
Well then, we're off to the races, what? Old Barden's given me a detailed map of the area.
Sounds like quite a journey. I hope it won't be as bumpy as last time.
Nice for you to curse it there, Gallica. You should have kept that in your head.
Oh no, it'll be a sight smoother. But you've got wings. What are you fussing for?
Oh, there it is. Should have known the fatigue would hit eventually. About time I got some sleep.
Well, that was a sudden quick change, wasn't it?
Heis, mate. Why are you on my bed? You're positively miniature, man. There are plenty of other places fit for you to sleep.
Yes. Splendid. Just magnificent.
What is he dreaming about?
I hope you've no designs on taking my bed. I have cut men down for less.
And I completely believe Hulkenberg on that one.
With friends like these.
Now then.
Next up is Port Brilhaven, the capital of the Principality of Oceania. If we punch it south of Martira, we'll make it in, I'd say 3 nights, 4 days or so. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to happen here. 3 stops on the way can't go smoothly.
Wow, so that's Port Brilhaven.
Yeah.
Oh, hey!
What sort of place is Port Brilhaven exactly?
It is a city of prosperous commerce, due in no small part to its oceanside proximity. I envision droves of people will pour in for the exhibition.
All the people delayed by the landslide might still be showing up. Keep an eye on the road, okay, Neurus?
Tally-ho then.
Why, I never! Who do you think you're talking to? Leave it to me! Next stop, Port Brilhaven, capital of Oceania. How can we teleport there?
Behind the old castle town stricken by tragedy, the Gauntlet Runner sets off toward the exhibition of the brave. Their destination, Port Brilhaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania. A world unknown to them. What will they accomplish? Acclaim? Or...
What to pick?
3 days until we reach Brilhaven. Yep, so we have stats we can raise, and we can also go and do some cooking. Yay, we got some ingredients. Red grass roasted beedu, curative coney roast, and coney stew. Oh wow, we got a load of new recipes. A load of new recipes. Right, 400 HP and gets rid of burn. Can't make that one because we don't have the materials for it. But we can make this one. Increases critical rates for allies for all next turns. Wow, that could be very useful. That's a very, very good one. We'll definitely make that. We'll cook 2 of them.
Only Hulkenberg knows how to cook that. I'll go call her.
Hail.
I've considered this topic for quite a while. Is it not true that meat tastes better when consumed by the mouthful rather than via tiny, polite little bites? 'Tis my preferred method, as you can luxuriate in its full texture whilst increasing one's store strength. The logic behind cutting meat into small pieces eludes me. I prefer only the most restrained application of seasoning as well. 'Tis best to let the ingredients' natural flavors thrive. If animals must forfeit their lives to sate our hunger, then the least we can do is honor them to taste the full glory of their sacrifice. And Flynn's like,
Okay. We chose prime ingredients on this day.
I dare say this meal will be quite exquisite once it's complete. She seemed to enjoy wielding that meat cleaver a little too much then, didn't she?
A pleasing aroma, is it not? That indescribable acridity belies the dish's depth. It's so novel and unique. I've never tasted anything like this and may never again.
All right.
The critical meatballs are complete. An enticing aroma, is it not?
Oh god, that smile then. So we managed to cook without wasting any time. That's a nifty little feature. So out of curiosity then, what's everyone else been doing? All I have to do, once the game save finishes, here's what everybody else has been doing. And basically everyone's done everything, so... Let's read a book. Let's go, let's do some reading. Yeah, we're almost done with this one. Let's go read it. Let's finish it.
What's that?
He continued to traipse through the raging sandstorm. At last he came upon a cave, the entrance gaping like the maws of a beast. The walls of the cave were translucent, revealing the inside to be a gigantic, intricately winding labyrinth. Fantastical and akin to a mirage.
Oh, yeah?
A giant cave with glass walls in the desert. That sounds otherworldly, but also strangely familiar. Well, whatever. What's it sound like to you? Sounds dangerous.
Right.
Right. I feel we get shredded up in there. I mean, your feet would. I would have been problems since I can fly, but we wouldn't be able to go together. Gallica seemed a little disappointing, but I felt like the vision has improved my imagination. So there would have been a better option. Yay! Nice one. We've leveled up. We're level 3.
Imagination.
So we're now level 3. We've got level 3 imagination. That's awesome.
I know this new world is just fictional, but I want to visit it if it were a real place.
I feel like my understanding of the world has deepened. Oh! I've got even more imagination. Excellent.
The party sets off from Martira. As they watch the setting sun sink under the horizon, their gauntlet runner arrives in a land grown thick with trees. The wildlife retreats to safety before the sunlight fades, leaving only deafening silence. The anticipation that follows a journey's beginning swells in their hearts.
Oi!
Hey, have you heard? There's a bath cask on the back deck now. I've heard enough whinging about not being able to bathe, so I whipped something up. It's not elegant, but it'll do the job. No doubt it would shake too much to use while traveling, but it should be lovely to enjoy soak when we're stopped.
Speaking of,
I've heard that in certain regions, fruits and grasses are added into bathwater to relieve exhaustion and strengthen the body.
Should you encounter such items, perhaps you ought to consider a purchase. Yep, so we can now use the bath cask. And not only can we acquire mag by using it, we can have various bath salts to improve abilities. Nice.
The breeze feels nice.
But
I can tell you're feeling stronger these days, but it's still too dangerous to go outside at night.
Yeah, we just got a dream eater moth. First this sand flash business, next the salty sea breeze. I see I'll have to take some extra care with drive maintenance. Well, don't you look intrigued, but you needn't fret, lad. Just leave this one to me. This part's the most fun. Yeah. I've heard that people like having an old car because if it goes wrong, you can get your fingernails dirty and try and fix it. It's why classic cars are seen more as like a relationship than a piece of chattel, because you have to do a lot of work to keep them active. Everyone wants to raise imagination, which isn't a bad thing, but we've already done it before. Yeah, see, all 3 of them are imagination. It can't hurt to be more imaginative, I suppose. I need imagination on my streams, my content. So what I'm going to do though is, because I've only just unlocked the ability to actually spend time with him, I'm actually going to hang out with Heismay.
Ah, it's you.
Hello there. I've got altogether too much time on my hands. Let's say we take a little rest and talk a moment. No trace of enemies around by my eyes. Peaceful for now. Which means we got to have a little break. By recalling the past and planning for the future with Heisme, maybe I can hold my imagination. Let's talk to him.
Good grief.
Goodness, time to bid farewell to Martira, isn't it? I can't help but feel a connection with that place. The village from which I originally hail is not far from Martira. The air there agrees with my skin more than Grand Trad's.
That's right.
It's nice and quiet in Martira. Yes. On the subject in particular, we are in full agreement. Speaking of which, where is your hometown? I've heard before that you received this mission from the hidden village where His Highness the Prince resides. Alright, my apologies. I didn't mean to ask with such carelessness. Your tribe faces even harsher prejudice than the Ujiv. I'll try not to pry if you'd rather not discuss it. There are none alive who wouldn't want to forget certain aspects of their past, myself included. But if that truly is the case, then perhaps it's not one's past that defines their character, but what they do in the present and the future. If we were all to face the future together, then perhaps someday we could find ourselves living in a world resembling the one from that novel you carry. Yay!
All right.
Our imagination has grown even further. I'm glad to have such an opportunity to converse. If a good night's rest evades you, then I will keep you company in its stead. And then they begin talking again and again.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That reminds me.
We'll arrive in the ocean city the day after tomorrow. Heisme, you've erected a tent up above, haven't you? Do take care that you don't get carried off by the wind. I'm confident it will take more than that to pull the tent apart. Though I suppose some caution is warranted.
Speaking of...
Worst case scenario, you've got wings. You could just fly back to us, no? My young friend, where did you hear the Ujiv are capable of flight? I hate to disappoint, but they're rather more for gliding. 28 degrees. I wish it was that warm here at the moment. So in 2 days we'll be in Port Browhaven.
We're really getting used to us traveling, don't you think?
We have indeed. I can raise my courage with, which would be probably a good idea, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna raise my courage. But first of all, yep, everyone's still done it. Bob and like doing other things. Apparently, most people discuss strategies tending to plants did weapon maintenance, and that's what I'm gonna do. Weapon maintenance.
There's a map showing our area around our destination, Port Browhaven.
Huh?
Let's see.
That's not one way to do.
Hey.
Hey, Flynn, good timing. I was about to do some maintenance on my weapons. If you got the time, why not join me? This is refreshing for the mind as it is for our blades.
Maintaining my equipment weapon may help me improve my focus during a fight and hold my courage. You want to hunt your weapons with Stroll?
Now then.
Right, let's have a look at your blade then. Two-handed, one-handed, katanas. Swords all have different sorts of shapes and uses. Double-sided swords are specially designed to utilize the blade's weight for heavy swings and thrusts.
However...
But when it comes to actually cutting, nothing beats a katana's blade. Touch one of those, even by accident, you could lose some fingers.
Got it.
Any weapon can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Exactly. All weapons are dangerous. That's why we must never allow ourselves to be distracted when handling them. Stroll's fighting spirit seems even more bolstered now. I feel my courage has increased.
All right.
Yeah, it was the proper answer, that one. It got us 4. Yet the blade still, which poses as the highest threat, is not the sharp one, but the dull. You cannot have your weapon failing you right when you need it most. Caring for my weapon is an important step toward protecting myself, defeating my enemies, and achieving my goals. Perhaps it's pompous to say so, but I truly love the time spent doing this. All the more so when you're here too. Yep, the bros are happy.
Nura speaking.
This is Norris. I've got something on the old girl's radar, so I'll be taking a short stop.
the city ruins come into view. This place once flourished through the excavation of magma crystals by migrant workers. The work was hard, but the miners were hardy and spirited, and the promise of riches lured many here. In its time, it may have rivaled Brilhaven. However, the promise of strong magma drew forth the humans. As tragedies climbed, it became a ghost town. Now only the threatening glimmer of the crystals remained. And with the promise of abandoned riches followed the thieves. For some reason, though, they all seemed to scurry home empty-handed, gripped by fear.
Interesting. That's pretty amazing with all the crystals. Tis a truly harrowing sight. Look at all those crystals. Simply coming here is enough to wound the soul. A chill settles into my very bones as I consider what could have occurred here. Something wrong, lad? Did the gauntlet runner get the best of your stomach again?
No.
No, sorry. I was just reminded of something unpleasant.
Everything okay?
Are you okay?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry to cause you any concern. I know what destroyed this village. I've no doubt about it. This is the work of a human.
Indeed. The scars left upon this place differ from the traces left behind by monster attacks or acts of war.
Right. I don't know if the magma crystals are what attracted the humans here, or if the attack caused them. But my hometown will eventually...
Stroll.
I'll make no assumptions about what runs through your mind, but I would ask you to recall the time when we cut down the human at the castle and saved all those lives within.
That's why.
Do not allow your thoughts to dwell on negativity. The day will come when both this place and your homeland will flourish once again. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I feel like coming face to face with the cruel decline of the village has deepened my wisdom in its own way.
All right.
Oh, we got free wisdom boost. My stomach sends notice that our next meal is overdue. Why don't we head back?
So I guess Nearest can read the room when he wants to, huh?
So,
Let's put this place behind us.
Here.
By the by, I made another drawing. This picture will bring viewers no joy, but it's an important sight to document nonetheless. I'll say that back to Maria.
As the sun sinks below the horizon, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a land dense with trees. The glow of the Gauntlet Runner pierces the dark, warmly enveloping them in its light.
So we're now at the Blackwood camp.
The day after tomorrow, we'll be in a real maritime city. I bet we'll be able to see the ocean soon. First time for the both of us.
Yes, first time for everything. So meanwhile, let's do a quick save. So I should have a few days to be able to get back to the Grand Trad and do those 2 missions I'll link to the catacombs. Yeah, we've just got some more ingredients. Interesting, Stroll doesn't want to do anything. Apologies, I shouldn't speak so. It's just as Heismay says. I'm too pessimistic. It's a bad habit. Well, if your face been wounded, it's not much of a surprise. Yeah, there's Hulkenberg, who's got another one for imagination. I can also sleep, do some more cooking.
Want to make something? If so, we should have everyone try to teach us their culinary specialty.
So we've already got those. And all the others we haven't got the ingredients for. So we need more ingredients. Let's hang with Hulkenberg then.
Well met.
Ah, well met. I don't suppose you're as overburdened with 3 times as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I've no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit?
Oh, let's raise more imagination while we can.
I was very taken with the sandworm dish. It is incredible that pairing the unique ingredients of Martira with Port City spices could result in something so divine. When two dissimilar things that would never meet cross paths, an unexpected synergy can occur. Put that way, could not be the same set of our powers.
Got it.
That's a good example. Aye, I knew you'd understand. As only one who has eaten the same sandworm dish could. You know how, sometimes when the powers within us resonate together, they can erupt into a move we never even conceived of prior. Perhaps the interweaving of these various diverse powers is what we'd call a miracle.
Hail.
The hero kings of yore fought alone and were ultimately beaten. I feel the possibilities available to us as we fight together far outstrip theirs. Choosing to engage with the unknown when you encounter it can bring about the world's power to change the world. Now I'm really looking forward to the next city.
All right.
Yay, more notes.
It's getting late, but not unmanageably so. What say you? Shall we stay up a while longer?
And then they talk about chess pieces. More mag?
Time marches on.
I'm not complaining.
The age of a new king draws nearer.
Quite.
Ah, the salty yet strangely refreshing aroma of seawater is already upon us. At this rate, we shall reach Browhaven by tomorrow.
Seawater? I thought so. The air feels a lot more clammy, so I assume that's what it was.
And so we put the forest behind us at long last. That must mean we've already ventured beyond where that cliff collapsed, barring passage.
I see.
'Twould seem it was fixed without a trace of its ruin. And speaking of ruin, near us, do you remember that we are relying on you for safe passage the rest of the way?
In other words, mind you driving.
That reminds me.
You ever said the waters around Browhaven are kind of strange? I'm curious what he meant by that.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious. Right. The question is, are we able to hang with anybody to raise our stats? Or do we go reading? We can try and raise our courage again. Oh, wow. Yes, there's a view, people, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm exhausted. You want to ask me something?
Hey, Flynn. Good timing. I was about to do some maintenance on my weapons. If you got the time, why not join me? It's as refreshing for the mind as it is our battles. Very true, yes, the strange equals weird, and weird equals dangerous, and dangerous equals bad. So, no doubt we're going to get attacked at some point. It's happened so far, hasn't it? Well, let's... Do you want
to hold your weapons with Stroll?
Yeah.
Well then.
Right, let's have a look at your blade then.
Now then.
Oh, that was an automatic one. Yay, our courage is up to level 3 as well.
Courage. Why,
That's helpful. We passively raised our social stat.
Gauntlet runner sighted!
Enemies coming our way! Oh, so I thought. Looks like it's that Mrs. Gauntlet runner coming for us this time.
Hey!
Hey, you lot! Yeah, I'm the Gauntlet runner over there. You're not becoming king on my watch. I've got a short fuse, you know, and that means if you don't come out right now, kaboom!
So the young Missy says, I'm hoping you lot are willing to act.
Certainly.
Don't worry, we won't take this line down. Wait, they're coming on board at the other end. Well, now we have to accept their challenge.
Peril.
It's you! So we meet again! Maybe you got the better of me last time, but you're about to get some payback.
Give me a break, lady. Ever heard of learning from your mistakes? Sorry, but we don't intend to lose either.
Ooh, big talk. I'm willing to rewrite my record if that's what it takes to be queen. My people are suffering as we speak. Who's gonna save the Parapus if I don't give it all I've got? I promised them all I'd become queen. You're all decent people, got nothing against you, but I'm not holding back.
Looks like you've gotten stronger. So have we.
I actually do like Katarina. She's kind of cool.
Rancor!
Nothing.
I can't afford to hold back. Hack and slash!
Let's do this fair
To the
and
rear guard.
square.
Come forth, royal soul! Fire!
What is their weakness?
I stand ready.
That's your opening, Captain.
Behold, we stand together.
We'll team up!
And thus I end it.
Why are you so strong, damn you? But this is where the real fight begins. Get ready to get stomped.
Interesting, she's gone straight to a second phase.
This is a joke.
Hey, you're not allowed to heal yourself.
Captain, they've got your defenses.
Bosses aren't allowed to heal themselves.
Weakness our strength.
Coordination is key!
Griffin! Heisey's a real ace.
You are.
Go for it!
Let's wizard! Burn!
No. Why? Why?
That was exactly, that was super effective. You're not wrong, Gavian.
I trained so much for this. This isn't supposed to happen.
Good experience as well.
Good. 'Tis done.
Yeah, you level up for Hulkenberg, and we've also got another Hero's Leaf of
I
Light.
continue to grow.
Our popularity appears to have remained.
I've lost.
Oh, damn it! I lost again! If I could just beat you, I'd like to ask you to join me, but the power of yours is really something. But don't you rest easy, because I will win next time. Start preparing now. Got that?
Katarina! Cheer up! Huh?
Yeah?
I saw you, runner, so I followed you. You're as tough as they say.
Ah, you Dorikas. Who do you think I am exactly?
Oh, pardon me. I know perfectly well you're the great Katharina Kron. Everyone here knows. In fact, all their hopes are pinned on you.
Oh.
Are all these people migrating to find work? Even though it might kill them all in the end?
What other options do pirates like them have? It might be dangerous, you gotta break some eggs to make an omelette.
Eudoricus, wait. Take this, and see if you can't stop everyone from leaving for now.
Hey.
Hey, good news, you lot. Katarina's made a generous donation. Oh, thank you. Now we can eat for once.
Listen to me.
Listen, everyone, I know these times are trying, but this kind of work ain't the answer. If you can hold out just a little longer, I swear I'm going to set things right for us.
Well then.
Now, there we are. We believe in you, Katharina. And no doubt she's an Easter egg to the actual game, Catherine.
I earned that money slaying the monsters a few days ago. It was meant to start on my royal campaign fund. It's a small price to pay for helping out my people, but it'll last them, what, a few weeks at most? They'll be heading out to find work again in no time. I just can't fathom dying to earn a living. And the fat cats are all too happy when the Parapus take them up on it.
I'll make it happen.
When I'm in charge, first thing I'm going to do is offer bounties for their bloody heads. They squeezed us dry, so I'll squeeze them right back. Will handing out money make things better? I got no clue myself, but I had to try something.
But
Even now, tons of people aren't going to survive. I can't tell people who aren't eating today to wait until tomorrow while I think of something. I was just lucky, you know. I had the strength to push through and survive. The truth is, most people don't have that kind of strength. They need someone to provide it for them.
That's why.
You should know better than most. Those who can act got to take action. If they don't, nothing in this bloody world's going to change. It'll stay rotten as it is. So many say there's nothing to be done. But they always say that because the Parapets are right where they want them, beneath everybody.
It just ain't right.
They couldn't let the Parapets start doing well for themselves. That would shake up the shoddy ground they're standing on. They like this twisted world just as it is.
Sure.
Let's change things ourselves. That's exactly what I plan on doing, Flynn. And with anyone able to take the throne, now's the time to do it. Which means I can't just lend it to you either.
Thanks.
Much obliged, Flynn. We may be enemies, but I like having these talks. I'm not as powerful as I need to be, but still. I reached out to the recruitment centre and we should be seeing bigger rewards from bounties. Go check on it. We gotta keep taking those monsters down. We'll beat this world into peace together.
I can feel Katharina's indignation towards the world's absurdities, as well as her deep faith in me.
The loyal hunter Katharina, keeper and inheritor of the broiler's virtues. Through thy shared bond, a new heroic embodiment slumbering within thee has come to blossom. Bear this new power, foster this connection, and by thy strength fulfill thy destiny.
I'm not letting anyone die.
Yay, we can now get the archetype adept, basically study the pugilist. And we've also got bounty bonus, which fattens the purse of bounty rewards at each city's recruitment centre. So there we go. We now have the second level of the, well, brawler trait. The pugilist.
Next time I see you, I'm taking you down for sure, so don't go dying on me.
As the shadows are stretched,
It seems that's her gimmick. Between the next town, challenge us to a duel.
In a balmy wetland, nocturnal creatures who lay dormant beneath the fens in the light rise to seek out their prey. Meanwhile, the party rests their weary souls, fatigued by the long journey, under the protection of the Gauntlet Runner.
So I'm going to go to Academia purely so I can talk to more and acquire that that new level. Which might be a good one for Heismay to...
I think about what kind of place Brilhaven is.
I don't know if... Heismay might not be able to yet, because he's not yet got the first one, but there we go, the Lumi Bee. So we'll go down to the basement room, and we will acquire that technique with somebody. Possibly Stroll. But yes, as you say, super effective.
What now?
Yeah, see, if I go to his equipment, I've gone on the wrong option there. He still needs to get his knight ranked up, actually, and also brawler, so he's not able to. In fact, I think the only person who can actually level up the brawler is myself. Yeah, because I got it at rank 20. Interestingly, even though that character's weak to ice, Katharina wasn't. She was weak to fire. That's intriguing. Well, I'll acquire it anyway, so it'll come in handy.
Where was I?
Well, well.
I sense the presence of a new archetype. Might I see them if you've a mind to show me?
Here, kitty.
Look at his face. It's like he knows he's cute.
Yes, he does.
I've been waiting.
So you see, I've yet to get the Mage Knight. And then there is the Pugilist. I've also yet to unlock the Gunner. So there's quite a few that I need to unlock for all the characters, so I need to do that at some point.
I see.
Has the same weaknesses, but it comes with surprise upset, whatever that does. Oh, no, that's not a word. Yeah. So it's a passive where strong enemies are stunned more easily in the old world. And medium physical strike damage, which is proportionate to HP. But then we have high voltage, which is a passive to increase critical rate. Pierce damage to one enemy that lowers defense for 3 turns. And then critical rate when we're wounded. Strike attack increased in general. And then finally, enemies cannot critically hit the wielder, which is awesome. So you can have it where you can be actually avoided to be critical hit.
The Pugilist. This is the archetype you sense from Katharina's way of life.
This right here.
Its heroic embodiment is that of the adept disciple, a fighter who masters the art of deadly blows and pushes eternally for even greater heights. 8,280 mag is required to channel the Pugilist for the first time. Do you want to awaken it?
I'm counting on you.
Of course.
Then so be it. By shared resolve and honored creed, take new form as an adept brawler.
Good design, actually. See, these archetypes is a throwback to Digital Devil Saga when you think about it. The beast forms you take on, all the glowing tattoos. It's the closest we've ever got to a spiritual successor for Digital Devil Saga. Meanwhile, I'm also going to acquire a Magic Knight.
I see.
Just so I've got it.
Fascinating.
I'm not going to actually do the voice this time for that one.
I'm counting on you.
Of course.
Just so we can skip it. That's like the Pale Rider.
Really?
Well, well, I see the number of archetypes you've studied has grown. I am very pleased. My own research is coming along quite nicely thanks to you. It's not much, but please take this as a token of my thanks.
A few 4 Heroes Leaf of Light. I mean, I can actually increase my stats, but I'm going to stay with the Mage for now. And then I'm going to acquire this just for the sake of it, but again, I'm not going to actually study it yet.
Fascinating.
The Gunner. This is the archetype you sense from Neura's way of life. Its heroic embodiment is that of the trailblazer who uses technology and innovation to forge a path forward in the name of the people it would serve and hearten. 1,500 mag is required to channel the Gunner for the first time. Yep.
I'm counting on you.
Of course.
So at some point I need to find a dungeon where I can like take full advantage
New possibilities.
and just put loads of like stat boosts in for people. But for now, we're going to back out of here.
You'll come again, won't you?
Then I bid you farewell and good luck.
Yes, we can increase our HP or our MP by washing clothes. I'm actually tempted to do that because I've not done that for a while. I've not actually done the clothes washing for a bit. So let's do some laundry. Something I did today in real life, actually. I'm such a grown-up.
This?
It's Neura's homemade washing machine. Washing clothes can sometimes cleanse the mind too.
Understood.
Okay, let's wait. Wait, hold on. Someone else's laundry's in here. I'll go get them so they can do it with us.
The truth is...
In truth, I can't stand the hassle of doing laundry. Oh, preach, mate. Huge preach there. You know what? I once tried to invent another approach to doing it all together. I called it... No. The babe with all your clothes on tactic. You jump in the bath with your clothes still on, see? And once you're done, you hang on a beam to dry out. Clothes and all.
Not a bad strategy, eh? But alas, from this design soon emerged a fatal flaw. As you and your clothes are drying, you become colder and colder. By the morning I was shuddering, and thus the tactic never saw the light of day again. Yeah. 3 MP more. Oh yeah. 3. We found some money.
Oh.
Now who does this belong to? Well, you ought to take it. Our money goes to the same cause, of course. 5,000. 5,000. I'll take it. Money's good.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh, Flynn's still asleep.
Hello, Mr. Captain. Rise and shine, what? Almost there.
That expression that Flynn's got there, that's the sign of someone who was dead to the world and just wants to go back to sleep. So, I mean, he tucked his head and carried on.
Brilehaven. It's been a while.
You've been before?
My parents took me once when I was a boy. I remember the day we arrived, and waking up to the smell of the ocean. The place was crowded beyond belief. Everything was so different from our hometown in the countryside.
I felt much the same when I reached the royal capital. Quite a sight compared to my little village, with naught but fields and mountains.
To be sure. And where are you from, Hulkenberg?
You cannot guess? Surely Montario in the east. Why, the Hulkenbergs are one of that nation's most prominent aristocratic houses, if not foremost among them.
You don't say.
Well, yes. Though I've no close relationship with my parents, I've hardly seen them since I left home.
I see. Suppose we've all come a long way, haven't we?
Seems we'll make it to the exhibition just in time.
With a master at the helm, you were bound to, eh?
I really hope Joanna shows up.
We resolved to trust her. So we simply watch and wait.
Right. Everyone set and steady? Welcome, ladies and gents, to the coastal crown jewel, Port Brilehaven.
Port Brilehaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania, the western annexed state of Uchronia. A vivacious city, Brilehaven is port of call to ships of both trade and war, bustling with hardy sailors. From the natural wonders caused by Magla to the Colosseum's contests of strength, people flock here to see the marvels of a city that never sleeps.
So is this meant?
Guides the Gauntlet Runner into the city alongside a warm, salty breeze.
So is this supposed to be New York then? City by the coast that never sleeps? Or it could be Tokyo actually as well.
It's the ocean! Just look! There's water all the way to the horizon!
This is very, very old school anime. And I'm here for it.
Kind of like the capital, but totally different!
Yes. The city of water, Brilehaven.
I think it is supposed to be New York. It's got a huge like waterfall. You could say it's like a microcosm at the edge to where you find Niagara.
Sancta Cadeau, you've brought us quite a magnificent head. How do you think it'll stack up against your competitors?
With the warrior monks at my side, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. But I won't presume to know the rankings. I humbly leave it in God's hands.
Lineup's a bit conventional for my taste so far. Oh, here comes our mysterious little underdog now. Stir things up a bit here, will you?
Well, we're planning a very bold strategy. a small head, or the head of a cartel. So it's a different kind of head.
Would you look at these spectacular gauntlet runners? They must all be worthy of kings.
Looks like Luis is still the only one with a sky runner, though.
No. I'm sure those blasted clergymen have some mechanism for it too. The Sanctus Church funded the Skyrunners to begin with. If you can call that flying, of course. All just piffling about with levitation magic. Only a passing acquaintanceship to real aerodynamics. Birds have never needed magic to fly. Just the mechanical ingenuity of the feathered wing. That's the kind of breakthrough I'd like to make. You'll see, eh? One day, I'll make those wings reality, and we'll soar like birds.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I'll have you run in the sky with me. Mark my words.
If it isn't the pretentious little gallant and his cronies.
Oh, you. What do you want? Want to be punk?
If it isn't the walking headache.
Oh, feel the burn there, people. Oh, yeah. It's on now.
Well. No head to be seen. Weren't you talking big about chasing down that Heismay fiend?
You're referring to me, yes?
You're the man. This is a joke, is it? He's your great and terrible bounty. You know there's still time to drop out before you humiliate yourself in front of the masses.
Say what you wish. He is one of us. Tis not his head we are offering.
Truly? You're allied with a wanted criminal? Are you all mad? Oh, your public humiliation will be quite a sight.
We're not mad. We're very creative. We've done something that you all haven't. You've all taken a conventional route for the throne. You've all followed the machine. We smashed it with a baseball bat.
Come, Hector.
And that was?
A candidate and one of Luis's henchmen. We don't exactly see eye to eye.
Confound it. No damn parking spaces left. Well, let's look for somewhere a bit less unpleasantly populated.
Interesting. We've not been given a berth, people. We arrived too late.
Tomorrow is finally the exhibition to present all the heads. I really hope Joanna shows up.
You needn't all sleep here tonight, you know? I can stay and wait for the cavalry. Got to give the old girl a tune-up anyway, don't I?
Tis much appreciated. In that case, we should look for an inn about the city. And we must sample the local delights. They've far better seafood than in the capital.
I can't wait.
To stop for rest, surrounded by fine food, is an uncommon blessing.
Yeah, we can have more of that, what did they call it, that worm stomach and everything else that we all found some advertising.
If you're sure, Nearest, then we'll leave it to you. Me, I long for a proper bed.
So be it. Let's find ourselves some lodging.
Really?
We came out and spent in the big city. I think we deserve a real inn.
This is a joy.
Ah, so we are actually free to roam the city. That's kind of cool. So let's take a look around. There's plenty happening here. Yes, we've now... We are on a tight clock schedule for the those two missions I've got outstanding. I didn't want to go back that way. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's a joy. Cool. Next. Anyway. This outfit catch your fancy? Yeah, must be your first time in Briarhaven then. The Navy's in charge here. Our uniform's much smarter than state armies, don't you think? Oh, you another of those kids here for the exhibition. How splendid to see some young come all the way to Briarhaven. I would imagine so. I take it you've been looking for lodging. If that's the case, I'm afraid you might be out of luck. Half the country flocked here, and the inns are bursting at the seams.
Well, that sounds problematic.
You there.
Incidentally, traveling this city's a little different from what you're used to. You'll be able to walk where the inns are located. Get straight down this street and to the left, then talk to the ferryman at the harbour. If you say, I'd like to go to Angler's Inn Square, they'll set you right.
Thanks.
So the city has waterways. Got it. So we're kind of going for a bit of a Venetian mix of Yorkshire here. Hey, well, a housemaid's crew. Well, okay. Let me just say I don't sound much here, but all I can offer you is medicinal herbs.
Can we talk?
You can buy herbs anywhere, so you sure about this, right? Now you have 70.
Hey,
A shop that only sells herbs. Sounds fishy, doesn't it? You ain't buying, don't go complaining. Seems there's sort of secrets to this store. Yeah, there is. A lot of fun at Gallica when you've already got loads. Why are you spending more money on them? Tomorrow's exhibition will be a blessed sight to behold. I hear His Eminence has prepared an exceptional mark. So you're going to participate as well? I must say I pity you. There's not much happening here.
I'm chuffed.
Wow, the ocean's just as spectacular as I heard. I really feel like I'm in Briarhaven now. This sea breeze feels wonderful too. What a lovely city. I feel so energized. So let's get this shopping holiday started. What's that, dear? Didn't we promise each other we'd visit the Colosseum first? Yes, dear. All right, let's go shopping. You know, I was actually just thinking I wanted to do some shopping. I understand that apparently the unwritten rule of marriage is that the most important words are yes, dear. Having never been married, I have no way of corroborating that.
Hello there.
Say. Proper races. Hey, mister.
Who said that?
Why did this happen?
Bloody hell. King's own face all the way out here in Briarhaven. Who takes a bloody palace with him then? It's balmy.
Indeed.
In the chaos of the tournament, people who don't belong are congregating throughout the city. Like that wretched elder child. What a ridiculous gathering of lesser tribes. It is because these vulgar groups are allowed to flourish that the country is in such disarray. It's as you say, sir. A country ruled by Roussan is what we need. A country ruled by a bunch of pullocks. Oh, I think he's passed out. Oh, for the love of... Not on my bloody four-step. You can just go for someone's house. Piss off. Ugh. Can't reason with these lunatics. What in hell made you bastards like this? Ugh! I thought Briarhaven a nicer town than this, but it's nothing but corpses and whatever the hell these bastards are. Can't take this. There's something about a British accent that really sells that kind of line. There's something about the way we get angry. And what the hell?
We haven't much time.
For Yufa, this island's people must change, and to change them, I must first change the country. But no one will heed the words of a pagan like me. Ah, so they're representing the pagans, are they?
Need a ride?
Anywhere you want to go, I'll take you to the far bank.
Good choice.
Angles in square then, hop on.
Say.
And there's the face in the sky.
Whoa!
You can really see King's face from here, huh? I'd realised it was slowly moving, but its coming to Briarhaven was beyond my expectations. I wonder where it came.
Yes.
I do suspect it keeps a watchful eye on top of the candidates. It's evident that we're being observed, as we've seen from the coronation rock. Well, maybe that's actually for the better. Seeing that thing in the sky might make everyone really think about the kingdom's future.
Okay then.
Anyway, we better go finding it. We have to finding an inn we can stay at.
Ridiculous.
Even now, His Majesty's face watches on.
Once the exhibition at the Brave is over with, it's on to Martira next, I suppose. I never thought I'd see the royal Paris entire born aloft, let alone on the skybound pilgrimage to Ukrainia's three great cities. Royal magic. And what a tremendous magic it is indeed.
Ridiculous. Leave it to me.
I promise I'll help anyone who's in trouble. Out of money, don't want to die, simply ask Jin to guide you. Thank you so much. I shall have some issues with my work. Of course, don't worry. I'm well versed in Brylehaven's economic affairs.
He's definitely shady.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he doesn't really look like someone you can trust, does he? That doesn't exactly give the aura of reliable.
What do I do? Wow.
Oh, you're in the tournament too? Yeah, strange to see an older involved.
Oh, but speaking of strange, oh yeah, there's a pagan candidate in the competition now. He's got no chance of winning, of course. The church won't stand for it. Sanctists and pagans are like chalk and cheese. They'll never get along.
That's true, to be honest.
The tool of the state arrives.
Well met, young elder. I saw you earlier in Martira. Impressive what you did in that town. It's just a hunch of mine. Was it a no behind all the abductions? That's exactly the kind of thing that those rich bastards would do for fun.
What?
Well, I mean, all nobles think about is exploiting the common people. You heard my speech, yes? We need freedom, not taxes and laws. In essence, those who earn the most on their own merits are the winners. You and I might be battling it out to decide that soon. Well, good luck with that, mate. Oh, a sodding rip-off that boat from the royal capital was. I saved up all my money to strike it rich by getting big. And now it's gone. Damn it. It's getting lively out there. We'll have customers queuing up in no time. Wait, this place, I mean, I guess it looks like it, but don't you think it's way too dodgy? Since we got many options, can we not look for somewhere a little nicer? Spoiler alert, the nicer places are going to be gone, and that's where we end up.
What do I do?
It's a classic trope.
Hey, you.
You lot aren't from around these parts. What's all this then? Guess you say? Well, there's been a murderer prowling round lately. And the only scum I can imagine doing something as horrible as that a purpose or elder. Let's both hope that a guest is all you are.
Our business is done.
You're a professor considered strong candidate in the tournament. How are you feeling?
Yes.
I'm finding it hard to believe this headhunt was proposed and accepted for the exhibition of the Brave. It's positively boorish.
By which you mean?
It has only revealed that these would-be monarchs are little more than bloodthirsty brutes, killers of intelligent life. Has it not? Shallow-minded oafs eradicating resources with no consideration for the future. If they cared for this country, they'd offer their own heads.
What brilliant logic!
I'd expect nothing less from our era's finest thinker.
Oh.
It turns away all who are not of nobility. It's infuriating. Please don't take this the wrong way, but do I no longer look the part?
That's terribly unfair.
You must be pleased knowing that your precious Lord Milo is staying in the room next to yours.
Milo? What about him? Wait, you're not jealous, are you?
Of course not. Don't be absurd. It's just a... Well, how do you know? No, I know you won't.
That's enough now.
Seriously, aren't you a little old to be jealous? You're just embarrassing yourself, darling.
What is it you require?
You there. You have the look of one of my fellow supporters, are you? You truly haven't heard of me? Oh, I am shocked. And yet how lucky you are to be granted the privilege of my exquisite form for the first time. Yeah. Beauty is all, is my creed. And more than anything, a king should be beautiful, should he not? And whichever inn I choose for my beauty rest must be worthy of my resplendent grace. Yes, this golden coral pavilion. Alas,
I doubt you've been blessed with wealth enough to enjoy a room at such a lavish place as this. This guy's a jerk! I wouldn't want to stay in an inn full of people like him anyway.
Okay, so that one is out. And we can't possibly go along there, can we? So we have 2 more options, apparently. Oh, look who it is, and it's the hippie guy.
Hey. Look who's here. You're the elder fella from Martira, ain't you? Guess we've got ourselves marks for the exhibition. Were you hoping to stay to see? Sorry to disappoint you, so, because I just got touched out of my ear by the innkeeper. Said it's already full, and the one calling itself the Come On, Come All In. Some joke, eh?
Right.
It sure is. Is there any place nearby to stay? There's 2 other inns nearby. What might be through with either option? On the other side of the fountain's a Golden Coral Pavilion, where no knobby wankers like Foreman stay. A Perippus or an elder stay in there? Ah, bloody chance. And there's an inn past the Golden Coral, but that one's twice as pricey. Rumours say that's where you'll find Lewis, naturally. Probably bought the old place from his rabble-rousing crew.
Yes.
You think so? Guess we better avoid that one, then. Not like we could afford it to begin with. As far as the other options go, there's a spider's den over by the tavern. There's a dodgy-looking new jeep standing out front, smiling all creepy-like. Puts me right off staying there, so I'll pass. Besides, who needs an inn where there's a tavern? From this day on, I claim it as my castle.
Huh?
I don't get much sleep in a tavern, I sure wouldn't. Anyway, not this spider's den sounds much better. Then again, there's no beginning the Golden Coral, so we might not have a choice. Should we go check it out?
Well, there's one more shot, which is here.
I saw you in Martira, didn't I? Another participant in the tournament, right? Were you planning to stay in this inn? Unfortunately, there aren't any beddies left. Because of the exhibition, everyone's full up. I told myself I was going to make sure to stay somewhere nice this time, too.
I see.
That's so. If this place no good, we'll have to look for somewhere else. But wait, that golem of yours, the one you had parts in Little Martira. Hey, come on. What sort of technology is used? Let me in on it. Let me in on it, would you?
What?
What a shame. You got inside of it even knowing how it works. Your goop must have quite a talented engineer. Just so you know, I'm participating too. I've got a real gauntlet running my own and everything. That means that if you're stubborn and refuse to tell me, I can make you do it by force.
I wouldn't recommend it. There's one person who's tried multiple times and ran away with a tail between her legs.
What do I do?
Well, it looks like I called it, people. I said this is where we'd end up. I knew it right away. I had a feeling we'd end up in the dodgiest, quietest area. It's a common trope. Oh. I keep forgetting I can do that. Oh, on the hunt for lodging, are we? I've got a spare room available. I won't refuse service to anyone, and my rooms are affordable for all. Criminals, persecuted cribes? Oh no, I wouldn't dream of turning business away. Feel free to have a look at the accommodations. We can discuss payment afterwards.
Yeah, this place seems really shady. We might as well look at the room.
Let's take a look then. It'll be a solid floor.
Should have figured they'd be out of the upper rooms with all the travelers in town.
Can I ask again? What's wrong with the Gauntlet Runner? Is it just me?
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
Why not just buy sleeping bags? Again, is it just me? Why not make a hammock? You know, it's not difficult. Cockroaches!
Just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just a insect.
Well, listen to you. You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
A giant sandworm you kind of see coming, Stroll. Let's be fair.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut?
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that. Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she will join us?
We have to trust her.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monster's. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
And what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the days. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory. But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Right. We've done what we can do. All that's left is to keep our chins up and face the competition head on.
Yep, that's all we can do. So let's get some
Too early
sleep.
yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Dude, relax. We're not going to kill you.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
Meanwhile... Oh, it's Katharina. Katharina and Milo.
What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected that.
So is Katharina going to have a debate against Milo? I mean, I must say Milo looks like an absolute prick with the flower and everything else. But interestingly, that could be an Easter egg to Persona 2 Innocent Sin, because June liked to hold the flower in that way.
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches. Let's listen in for a bit.
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one? Beauty is power. Lack one, you should lack the other. When I take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
I love you, Lord Milo! I love you forever!
Like, could they have made her have a more annoying voice?
Well, he has a point about what people tend to follow.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right?
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
Enough about appearance. A beautiful face cannot win wars. Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing. When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the Rousant tribe at its head. Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command. Hear, hear! For Rousant pride!
What pride is there in seizing power by force? Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men! We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open! Those who thought to tilt the world with their heavy coppers will be a head lighter! We'll split their fortunes and toast to our help!
Preach it, Katharina! You just what this land needs!
So she's just going to kill the rich, basically.
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Stroll raises an awkward point.
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Luis.
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor Blight is afraid of losing to Sanctifex Ford.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I'm loving the fact we've got a Mancunian accent there. He's not just wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel. Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
Not to be that guy, Hulkenberg, but it's night. It's not daylight.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
When I'm king, pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every hand. All you can drink, all year round.
So, your world is going to have an endless, debilitating health crisis because of people pickling their livers. And a serious problem with narcotic dependency. Not a good plan. That's not a good plan.
Woo! Next round's on, Loveless.
Let fools be content with their fool dreams. Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Luis's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your master.
I say, I'm liking to hear the broad Mancunian accent. It's a real sound of home.
Always about that goddamn Luis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there, he's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too?
It's like, I'm hearing like the sound of Salford here. It's brilliant.
Well, strike me down, you're right. Never seen one of you blokes before. Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
It's called an aquarium.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain?
Do not be a fishing minigame, please. It's an RPG trope. What is that? That's a... I don't know what it is. A cross between a jellyfish and a manta.
Is that really edible?
What the...
It doesn't look quite... natural.
That looks like one of my salads. Complete with the, like, spewing order and everything else. But yes, Estelle definitely does approve. That's very Estelle, wasn't it?
By all means, let us try it.
As you say, it's still moving. That's a problem, isn't it?
Did she even look at it?
Gallagher, I think Hulkenberg's like got to the point now where even cold entrails are seen as appetizing. She's learned it from the Knight's Guard. She'll eat anything.
Why, tis delicious.
If you ever played the sequel to Super Mario World called Yoshi's Island, you could make a black Yoshi, and everybody in the game would find meals foul, but that one would think it delicious. Hulkenberg is that Yoshi.
The aroma of the sea simply floods the mouth. Ah, and what splendid crunch it has.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
You've not played Final Fantasy VIII, mate, with the Badam fish, have you?
At least we'll die together.
Oh, well, I was the one who suggested fishing. Right. The noble thing to do is see it through. Ugh. It's rather slimy for my liking.
He's gonna hurl.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, might you not at least sear it first?
Not a fan of sushi, eh, Heismay?
Tis fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me.
No.
Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martira, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
With a problem like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon. So, do you have a head ready?
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose.
Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party. I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, alright?
Yeah, he's a chaos rap. I won't be surprised if he ends up being someone that we end up recruiting. Like some kind of, I don't know, messenger class or something like that. You know what I mean? Like messenger or preacher, politician. He just has that look about him.
That cry is an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
He seems to have flags of neutrality and chaos, despite him supposedly being for the Sanctists.
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought ahead. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on. Keep it under your hats, chums, but his power may rival Count Luis. I think he's just the ingredient we need to spice this race up a bit.
Yeah. I'm getting shadows of the Medjed Dark, where we're going to be pushed and then pushed to heights and then shoved off the mountain. It has echoes of the Medjed Arc.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
You wound me. Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
Oop. That was me kicking my light stand there. I do apologise for the noise.
Joanna and Barnes should reach the city by morning. And I imagine they will aim to fight us on our Gauntlet Runner. Yura ought to be there to greet them. When the day dawns, we should head to the Gauntlet Runner.
Yeesh.
The other candidates' speeches seem practically identical. I'd not trust those types of the country myself. Is there no one who could truly rival Luis or Thornton? Bradhaven is positively rife with tourists. I myself have long awaited the delicacies here, and indeed, 'twas so delicious I wished to eat every fish in the restaurant's tank. Fish so fresh it still wriggles in the mouth.
That's not fresh, that's live. That's not a good thing.
Now that's a port city speciality. What's that look about? You don't find it appetizing?
No, Hulkenberg. No, I don't.
My apologies.
I have a favor to ask of you. Would you mind lending me any unused blankets? For defense, you understand. Just in case, otherwise, while I'm still might be against unprotected... Apologies. Against bugs. I want no contact with them whatsoever. Awake or asleep, so I thought I might bundle myself in blankets at night. Yes, I know the place is warm as it is. Yes, I'm prepared for the inevitable night sweats. Nevertheless, I'd be grateful to have any spare blankets. Let's do a quick save.
Look at that.
Good night.
Best mount.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Did he get wasted?
Sloshed again.
What happened to waiting for our guests? You utter buffoon! Is this why you volunteered to stay behind?
Seems like Joanna and Barden aren't here yet.
Oh, I feared this might happen. And we've no other head to offer the judges. 'Tis a precarious position.
No. I'll come.
Ah! I'm going to splash some water on my face.
Do it to Eurus. He needs it more than you.
What? My sincerest apologies. I wasn't expecting anyone to come in. You see...
How did you come to be here? Explain yourself!
Is something the matter, Barden?
They were here the whole time?
This happened last time. I knew it was coming.
I'm so terribly sorry. We heard the Gauntlet Runner had a washroom, so we thought we'd freshen up a bit. I bathed first and was resting in the back room, contemplating my final day as a sanctuaress.
Sir Nuris over there very decently let us in to wash up.
I couldn't stand it, old thing. Her heart would bring any right-thinking man to tears. Could have run like a ballet thief in the night, but here she is, washing away her sins. It was more than a chap could bear, I say. Needed a drop of the grape and grain just to get myself through it.
Any excuse, Eurus. Any excuse.
The bottle's barely any emptier. Was a drop really all it took to get you drunk?
To be fair, that's what would happen with me if I drank alcohol now. I'd be on my arse in less than half a sip.
Oh, please do not blame the poor man. Talking to him has eased my heart for the trials to come. I cannot let myself betray you and regress to my vile delusions. I only sought to atone with myself before my sins are duly punished.
I understand. Thank you for coming. Then, as we agreed, please confess before the crowd when the time comes. To be honest, I'm hesitant to turn you in now you've genuinely decided to repent. I mean, we're hardly icons of virtue ourselves. In fairness, you're a woman of status, and it'll be a big crowd. We're not looking to instigate a public stoning here. You can explain yourself freely, in your own words. We can't ask anything more than that.
Thank you. Truly, I've felt so much more at peace since last we spoke. The fog has only cleared further, giving me clarity of purpose.
The fog, huh?
Yes, Calico, I'm aware of what happened in Inaba. Moving on.
Thank you for everything. I do hope you win the throne.
Yes, I intend to.
Whoever the crown goes to, we're at least going to make sure it isn't used for evil.
At last, it seems our preparations are set. We need only trust that our plans will bear fruit.
Guess there'll be an anime scene here. No, it's not.
Thank you all for waiting. The very first round of the tournament for the throne, the exhibition of the brave, is about to begin.
Right, who's up there in the balcony?
Our monarchs-to-be will now present to the people the heads they seized to demonstrate their power as worthy of the throne. At a later date, when the second round is announced, the faces on the King's Rock, that is to say, the candidates with the top 20 approval ratings will pass the first round.
20? 'Tis a great many eliminations in but one round.
And that explains why we've already got up to rank 64.
I was hoping we'd at least make it through the first, but it might not be that simple.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your eyes to the lineup of all the gorgeous faces at the judges' table. Starting with his and her highnesses of Oceania and Montario.
Why would the current ruling highnesses have any interest in choosing the overall king? How could they possibly be independent?
Oh, it's her ladyship. Lord Montario's here too, eh? And the armor on that fellow over there? A general, is he?
And of course, we have the one, the only, the people's favorite, our guest from the Sanctus Church. Better known as the Miracle Saint, healer of all ills, presenting the lovely Lady Rella Cygnus.
Or a bizarre mix of Ringo from Soul Hackers 2 and Aegis from Persona 3. Tell me I'm not the only one seeing that.
Saint? Who's this? Someone fill me in. I've been literally living in a hole.
A brilliant healer. We've met, though a long time ago. Even as a student, she was already considered the kingdom's best in her field.
Looks like the crowd's on your side, milady. Can you give us a few words about what's on your mind as you take on the judge's mantle?
Well, I'm afraid you've rather got me on the spot. Hello, all. This city sure has, great seafood. And, well, sea creatures. Fascinating, aren't they? There's so much we still don't know about them.
She's about as good at public speaking as Aegis and Ringo as well.
Oh, I did hear about a legend of some monster in the eastern seas of Oceania. Imagine, the mind races. I'm hoping I can investigate those sightings while I'm here.
That's just great, Lady Rella. I'll just stop you there, clock's ticking and all that. But we're thrilled you're enjoying your stay.
Sometimes I can hardly believe you're my sister. Still not much of a public speaker, are you?
So she's a saint?
Apparently, Heismai.
Well, she seems like a nice enough lady.
We'd better stop worrying about her and focus on ourselves. I don't see Luis anywhere, but I bet he's got eyes in the crowd.
Absolutely he does. No doubt about it.
Now, the time has come. Let the exhibition of the brave begin! First up is a respected gentleman of the church. Guido, the head of the monk soldiers of the Crown Theocracy.
And he's hunting Moby Dick by the looks of it. It's a giant fish. Not that impressive, really.
I've no taste for needless killing. Therefore, I chose a mark with meat, abundant and edible. After the judging, it will be served in a banquet for the poor.
Going for the giving to supporting the local people. It's a good angle.
A stand-up fellow, my good people. Strength and compassion in one package. He's got the crowd on his side right from the start. Now, is there anyone who can top this?
I can.
And we have a challenger. Second in line is the church's direct opposition, the spearhead of Count Luis's supporters, Glodell the Black Hound.
One look at the head and I know what you're thinking. Bit small, isn't it? Well, I can bloody well tell you I'm not like this smarmy git who fished up his dinner. I'll tell you what this is. Behold, the head of a hideous human!
Where's your proof?
Yes,
The young sod's right. How do we know that's really a human?
What drivel! Look at the thing! You think a normal beast could have a face like this?
Probably just made the damn thing yourself.
Oh, useless as ever. Did it never occur to me that the average citizen has never seen a human?
June is not impressed.
Now, everyone, let's have a little composure, please. Candidate Gladell, we're very much obliged. You may step down.
Get off my stage.
Now, on to the next.
A whale octopus, I think.
The size of that thing. Is that the monster of the Eastern Sea?
Someone took the beastie down. Who did the deed?
I'd heard tell of a monster tormenting the people of this beautiful port city. I could do no less than grant them respite from their suffering. Such is the duty of those with power.
Who expected anything less? His Eminence Borden is simply in another class. Suddenly the critics have all gone quiet. All I hear is gratitude.
He doesn't look impressed now.
This trophy is more impressive than I expected. How are we going to make a stronger impression than that?
It'll be fine. If he'd gone after us, the reaction would mean we'd have been written off no matter what we presented. Let's count ourselves lucky and trust in our strategy.
Now, no dirty looks, you lot. Next is the Pagan Assassin's Prize. Let's see what head we've got now.
I thought I made a mistake then because it started darkening.
Thank you, Candidate Julian, for that helpful, exhaustive, and I think exhausting explanation.
Batlin saved us from the pontificating there. He didn't edit for us.
Now, we've had quite a succession up here, but our last is coming up now. This should wrap up our show.
We're not going last. Lewis is going to appear.
Now, if the last candidate, the Elden Boy, would please join us on the stage.
Where's their head?
Your pardon, madam, but would you happen to be the Lady of Martira? Joanna, the Sanctoress?
Indeed. The head they've brought is mine.
The impudence. You dare offer an honored lady of the church before these judges? This is not to be borne.
I've got something to say to you too. That you chief there. Isn't that Heismay? The same damn criminal you were supposed to be chasing?
That's the infamous Heismay. The you chief of all things.
This. After we saved your hide on the road.
Silence! He may be a former knight, but now he's a heinous criminal who stooped to kidnapping. Anyone who claims themselves his ally should be disqualified on the spot.
Please, wait. I have something I must confess to you all. You speak of the kidnappings that terrorized my home, Martira. I am here to confess that the true culprit behind those atrocities was me. I was the caretaker of a hideous human in the basement of my castle. And to feed it, I abducted the innocent people of my own city.
What? Absurd! Speak sense, woman!
Master Heismay is innocent in all this. He was framed for crimes performed by my hand and in my name.
And I, Borden, Captain of Martira's Guard Corps, stand to vouch for all that she said.
Just so. It was this young candidate who killed that human, cleared me of the false charges, and dispelled the shadow over Martira.
Thus, here I stand. My head is his to offer.
That's... well, that's quite a turn of events! We have our head, ladies and gentlemen, and it's unlike any we've seen yet!
So while everyone else has gone for big demons and like huge corpses and trophies, we've gone, here's the head of a serious crime who has links to the Sanctus Church, who might also be doing the same thing on the side. Once again, baseball bat to the machine.
How is this believable? She's an imposter. She's got to be.
Of course. That, or they're putting words in the poor woman's mouth. A sanctoress would never.
What will His Eminence Fallen do?
The Honorable Master Godot should know whether I and my words can be trusted.
He's not happy about this, is he? He's like, oh, bugger. They're asking me to endorse their bid. Why would I do that?
Tis true to the last word, isn't it?
Yes, Your Eminence. Without question.
Young candidate, you have done well to bring about her repentance. Now, justice must be rendered.
What? Right here and now? Your Eminence, a moment!
Thank you for your concern. But I have no objections. For a sinner like me, to confess the truth to the people has already been more than I deserve. O new king, it is my hope that you will rid the world of its twisted prejudices and common cruelties. Please, lead this country armed with the truth.
I will. I promise.
I mean, technically we didn't take her head, so we technically should be disqualified.
Well, folks, sometimes that's just how the curtain falls. If Sanctifex Forden turned in the biggest head, then our dark horse here has certainly turned in the heaviest. What an upset, ladies and gents! Who could see this coming?
Those crazy kids have done it again. What a show!
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be a Chaos-aligned either antagonist or ally, one or the other. We got on to 49. After the events of the exhibition, many people seem to have taken notice of me. I hope this eventually leads me to saving the prince.
Barden just departed, wishing everyone well. I suppose he aims to reach Martira before Joanna's confession does.
And Forden himself. I hardly expected the man to make himself so visible.
Likely his attempt at redirection. Keeps the blame from falling on him and the church. Can't say it didn't work, I suppose. I'm certainly not blameless in this either. It was my suggestion to make an impression by foregoing the pursuit of a monster's head in favor of a person's.
I guess, but...
Nevertheless, the Lady Joanna entrusted her final wishes to us, and we mustn't betray them. It's all we can do, really.
Not bad, pups.
Ah, here's that guy who's he was one of the allies of Luis. I remember him.
We were passing on the course of a human hunt. You gave a most distinctive show.
I suppose you're worth introducing ourselves to. I'm Fidelio, that's Basilio. Luis's right-hand man, see?
And now you walk with a Ujif at your side. Each ally of a different tribe.
Fascinating. Better to have dependable friends than familiar ones. Something we've got in common.
Not only did you expose a failing of the Sanctus Church, But you dared to bring her alive so Forden himself could do the grisly part before all his flock.
That was not our intent.
Oh, same idea, yeah? A real person's head gets more eyes on you than some decapitated beast. And now, you're the names on everyone's lips, aren't you?
No. We only righted a wrong. And you weren't afraid to make an enemy of the church to do it. It's quite a feat for a no-name candidate to so deftly rub Forden's face in the dirt. A wake-up call, I'm sure, for those who only know his honeyed words.
So they did all they can to make Luis look like a proper Castlevania-style antagonist here. And it's interesting as well. It's like they're obviously going very early for the complete mirror image of your character, but what's really quite fascinating is that he's a pure evil character who's all in white. You don't normally see that. You very rarely see the big bad being all lit up and bright. They're always usually either greys or blacks or browns, where you've got the gold, you've got the white, you've got the huge red hilt on the sword. And if you look at how plain both of the other characters who support him are, that only reinforces it further. It's a very unusual and daring choice.
Oh, Lord Luis, we really should be going.
Relax. They're in the middle of a conversation.
It's like, Fidelio's really got that bored, well, that bored is like, relax, we're busy. Bugger off, leave us alone. Proper apathy.
I like a show of strength as much as the next girl, but I do so hate violent spectacles. A view from the sky sounds so much more enchanting, don't you think?
That overly cutesy design and those huge anime eyes. Why does that creep me out?
So this is what's become of Luis. There was something eerie to him even as a lad, but I'd never expected him to reach such heights.
Do you suppose we have his attention?
Well, he came up to us and saw us out. We must have.
Last time he told us we had to demonstrate our power first. I'd like to think that if he went out of his way to talk to us, that's something we earned.
Oh, loves, I've got a message from Count Luis. He says he'll be sending a messenger along soon, so stay in the city, would you?
Yeah, that's interesting as well, Evie. Yeah, you're right. The heroes in the shade and the villains in the sun. It's a complete, 180 to expectation, and it's bold and daring. I actually really think it's very clever. Oh, here we go.
And I have to say, I might not want to let you out of my sight either.
Yeah, she definitely creeps me out.
Master Luis? Master Luis was just here. What happened?
He was more interested in us than he was in you.
Well, he just left. You weren't told?
No, Gallica. Please. Only kick him once when he's down.
We'd better be getting back as well.
Damn it. What's so special about those fools?
Luis is having a go for Popeye, eh? Are you officially all flunkies in arms now, then?
Flunkies in arms?
It might be a trap.
Don't get cold feet now. We knew going in that any plan to win his favor would be dangerous.
We have finally taken the first step in saving His Highness the Prince. If we can get the formula, then we yet have a chance of lifting the curse.
How fares His Highness, anyway? He still fights?
I took a look in the Farsight mirror a while ago. He's still asleep. But nothing's changed about his condition.
And do we know where this formula is?
With Luis.
No, but he's bound to keep it somewhere secret if it's evidence linking him to the assassination. Still, a formula would be useless unless it's within arm's reach for emergencies.
If it's something he'd keep close, then...
Wouldn't that be inside his gauntlet runner?
It's as good a chance as any. Getting inside would be a pain for anyone else, including us.
That was an unexpected press, so I don't know what the other choices were, I'm sorry.
He said he would send a messenger. Perhaps it would be wise to wait until we've heard his missive.
Yeah, good suggestion.
Good point. Let's just wait for word then.
So how many days have we got to wait? Will it actually give us a calendar? Because if it does, that gives me some ideas on how we can plan the next stream. Oh.
Joanna, a backwater sanctuarist denies me my moment of triumph. She defiles the very church itself. Oh, and naturally it was an elder of all people who stood her before me. Will that benighted tribe never stop dogging my heels?
Ah, so there's history between Forden and the Elder, is there?
An idea occurs, Your Eminence. For the tournament's next challenge, let us center the competition on a show of piety. Make them prove their Sanctus faith.
So your idea to pick a rule is to make them swear allegiance to a specific religion. That'd alienate a lot of people.
After all, Sanctism is the state religion. It would be the barest of leaps to suggest that loyalty to the church is loyalty to the state.
That could be an allegory to the UK, actually, because the UK stupidly has their own branch of Christianity, the Church of England, and the monarch is the head of the Church of England, so it could actually be an allegory to my own country, that.
I assume you have a plan?
Altaberry's our next destination. The very seat of the faith outside the capital. I thought we might propose another hunt. This time for relics.
Ah, the so-called divine relics. Those false idols the pagans consider relics of their gods.
So is the idea to get them all in one place so Sanctism can destroy them? Again, not a good plan.
What need does the world have for gods beyond ours? Soon, they will talk of nothing but how to win the Sanctus Church's favor. Your Eminence's influence would be sure to reach even greater heights.
And in the pagan lands, the greedier candidates will plunder and pillage for idols as they see fit. Fine footholds for our missionaries, all without getting our hands dirty. The collection of divine relics should be a spectacle held on Saint's Day. Our divine right will be undeniable. Once I take the throne, I will re-establish that these relics originally belonged to the Sanctus Church, and that they were ransacked from us in the course of history.
So revisionist history, basically, is Forden's plan. To be fair, that's kind of realistic. How many leaders, peddle something that's a complete false narrative?
Your Eminence, on that day, I should be grateful to be honored with a proper title.
Say no more. A concession only fair for the right hand of the Sanctifex.
Ever at your service.
Yeah. I bet you are.
You do not bow your head.
Oh, humblest apologies.
Again, she could be another one we recruit because she gets disillusioned by the way the church is being.
What troubles you, my child?
Well, my concern would be about the risks involved. Some theories suggest even the royal scepter was originally one of these relics. In the unlikely event that a divine relic were to be found to nullify the king's magic...
If such a relic existed, it would have been found long ago. You burden yourself with such fears. All you need to do is be a good saint. Smile, wave, and bless.
Is it just me who suddenly thinks of the Black Ornament from Trails in the Sky? Being able to nullify other relics?
Rella, you are to return to the royal capital and gather the people under my banner.
Understood.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Hello, a word. Some odd blighter left a letter for you last night. Said he was Louis's man. Night Prowler, today, come. Bit curt if I'm honest, hardly diplomatic. Seems like this Night Prowler place is some sort of pub or club. But do you know where it is?
Night Prowler sounds shady, so it's unlikely to be in the inn area.
On the city's outskirts. Seemed fairly dingy to my eyes. I can't imagine Louis had a haunt like that.
You think it's a trap? Maybe he's caught on to us?
If he wanted to trap us, I doubt he would make it so obvious. Though that doesn't guarantee our safety there, of course.
We have little other option but to show up.
I'll hang about in the runner. Keep myself busy with tinkering. Let me know if you talk yourself onto Louis's craft, eh?
Right then. Let's be off to this Night Prowler.
The Night Prowler, huh?
Let's hurry.
Place should be on the edge of town, I've heard. The ferryman should know how to get there. And with that, we have reached a point where we can save the game. And, well, that all went rather interestingly, didn't it? And as we said, we've already talked about the imagery, reversals, and everything else. We're already on the 22nd, so I'm still rather nervous that I'm not going to get a chance to get back to do this quest that I want to do. But for now, that's where we're going to wrap things up. While we are slightly earlier finishing than otherwise, I get the feeling if I start anything else now, I'll be on far longer than I intend to be. So we are going to be back on Tuesday evening. Slight mix-up in the schedule due to a event that's on Wednesday. Tuesday evening, we're going to kick up our playthrough of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, and then we're back on the Friday for more randomised prize cards in Gran Turismo 4. So until then, thank you all very, very much for watching. And apparently if you're evil, wear white and stand where everyone can see you.